Sunday, our first full day back in Tokyo. We got a good sleep last night, woke up feeling good, and there was an amazing view waiting for us. The view that we love from this hotel. There is the Tokyo Tower with Mt Fuji in the background. A snow-capped Mt Fuji. So we've gotten ready. We're ready to get out there and explore Tokyo again. We are really excited to be back. Oh, just dropped something. And it's time to switch modes of transportation in a way. I guess maybe not modes. We have to retire our trusty rail pass. It expired yesterday. But it took us all over northern Japan. And we replace it with one of these. The Suica card. Which is what you can use on the subways. And you load this up with cash and you just tap it wherever you're going and it handles it all for you. You can also use this at convenience stores, a bunch of like vending machines, restaurant vending machines, that kind of stuff. All take Suica cards. So you can just deal with this. Don't have to worry about having cash on you all the time. We're going to head out. Where's Nicole? There's Nicole. Are you ready to head out?
Yeah, I am.
Did you get a good sleep?
I got a really good sleep.
That's good.
Yeah, the view, waking up to the view is just spectacular.
Yeah.
Really nice.
It's an amazing view.
I know. We're really lucky that it was so clear.
Yeah, the placement of this hotel gives it a really nice sight line to past the tower to Mount Fuji.
So when are we going to climb it?
I don't know, maybe the next trip. We kind of wanted to do it this trip, but it just didn't work out again. So maybe we'll have to really make a concerted effort on the next trip. All right, let's pack up and get out there. All right, breakfast is served. We're on the go. We don't have breakfast at this hotel. We didn't bother with it here because we're in Tokyo, so there's gonna be tons of food options and there's stuff all around that we can go figure out. So I decided to grab a couple onigiri from Family Mart. This is the first one I'm gonna try. We're at the subway station once. I'm gonna try this onigiri. I'm not sure what it is, I have no idea. Google Translate was having a hard time with the characters because this is going vertically and it wanted to match up horizontally and whatnot. So I'm just gonna try it. I only have two hands, so I'm gonna check in after I give it a go. We interrupt this programming to bring you a documented travel public service announcement. The scenes you are about to witness show our hosts committing a major faux pas in Japan, consuming food and beverage on a local train. The activity is frowned upon by the local population and should be avoided at all costs. We encourage you to not make the same mistake when visiting the great nation of Japan. We will now return you to our entertainment, having properly informed the watching public. Totally called that one. It was some kind of tofu. Had a bit of a fishy flavor in the sauce with the tofu, but it was really good. And I like the sesame seeds on the outside. It has a good crunch to it. What else did I get here?
The next station is Omotesando subway line.
I got some kind of warm tea. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It has maple leaves on it, so I think there's maple syrup in this tea. There's a little pitcher that looks like maple syrup, and I'm guessing because of the maple leaves that's what that is. So let's give this a shot. That was total maple. As soon as I opened the bottle, I could smell the maple coming out. It was good. It's not as sweet as that other milk tea I usually buy, which is over the top sweet. So this is just a nice sort of warm bit of tea to get going in the morning. The last thing I picked up is another onigiri. I have no idea what this is either. Nicole was guessing maybe it's pork, so maybe she'll be 2 for 2. We'll see. Now this one, I would like to show you how to open it, but I think I'll have to get another one and do that properly another time. These packagings are pretty cool.
Hold the camera, you can try to open it.
Okay. Well, here, I'll just eat this one, and then tomorrow we'll have another one, and I'll show you how to open it properly. So I'm gonna rip into this, see what it is, and I'll check back in with the verdict. So yeah, that onigiri was not pork, it was actually salmon. It was roast salmon, it was very good. I would get that again. The tofu one was pretty good. If it wasn't for the sesame seeds on the outside, I don't think I would get that again. But we're gonna try some new ones next time. And I'm definitely gonna show you how to open one because it's really cool, the packaging. You probably, if you're watching this type of stuff on YouTube, and you've probably seen it before, but some people I know probably have not. So I will film that and show you how to unwrap onigiri, and just more to talk about the cool packaging, which is a common theme in Japan. They take a lot of care in the design of their packaging. So Harajuku. Alright, it's time for Nicole's breakfast. We stumbled into a cheese tart shop, which we actually saw in Osaka in one of the arcades, and it was crazy busy. We didn't stop in for one. We had one at that other place that's on the side street. So that was a bit of a coincidence. We didn't realize till we actually were inside. So what we got here is 2 tarts. We've got an original tart and a Christmas tart of some sort. We're not exactly sure what's in it, but it's Christmassy, and a piece of their famous cheesecake or cheese tart, the big one. So this place is called Pablo Coffee, I think. Definitely called Pablo. I'm not sure if the name actually includes coffee. I don't think so. It's Pablo's. Pablo's cheese tarts. Let's go with that. And we're in the Harajuku area, right beside Omotesando. And Nicole's really hungry, so I think we're gonna dig into this.
It's a really cute shop.
It is really cute. We can watch them make the tarts when you're in line waiting to order. They're just pumping them out like crazy. They've got one person setting up pie shells on a tray, another person filling it with the filling, and then they throw it in the oven, this huge red oven, and then they come out and they cool for a bit, and then someone else brands each one. It's really neat to watch that, and it really gets you hungry and wanting a cheese tart as you're waiting in line to put your order through. So let's try this. Let's just start digging in, and then we'll show you what it looks like.
First bite going in, and it smells lovely. And it tastes lovely. I can see why that the lineup is so huge. I don't know if Michael mentioned this before, but we were in line for a good 20 minutes waiting for our share of the cheese bounty.
How is it?
It's really good.
Is it,
I really like
light? Is it thick?
It's so light.
Fluffy?
Yeah, it's light, it's fluffy. The I think it's apricot glaze that they put on. It complements the cheesecake really well. And the textures, I hate when cheesecake is really hard, but I don't like it when it's like runny. So this is just a perfect. I think this is a perfect consistency.
All right, my turn. I pried that cheesecake out of Nicole's hands. She did not want to let go. So now it's my turn to give this a shot. So yeah, it is very soft. Very soft. That is really good. What I like about it is that the crust is very thin, and it doesn't overpower. It doesn't take anything away from the very delicate cheesecake filling.
And the glaze is perfect.
Yeah, the glaze just sort of brings out the cheese flavor. A lot of times you get this kind of thing that I find the crust is too thick, and you just sort of taste crust. But yeah, this is just the crust is just a vessel for getting the really amazing cheese filling into your mouth. I think I'm gonna polish this off.
No. I'll put the camera down now. Okay, so that was the second time me and Mike have scrabbled over a piece of dessert in a very short space of time. So we're going to try to behave ourselves in the next course because we got individual tarts.
We don't have to try, we're being forced to.
We're being forced to. I got the original cheese tart, and I'm going to dig in here. So it's very similar to the large tart. but the crust I think is more of a cookie crust, and it's a bit thicker. The cheese is a bit firmer, and the crust is definitely much more prevalent. Like I said, it's more of a thicker cookie crust. It's very good. I don't know which one I like more, but I definitely like the fact that Mike is not going to be getting his grubby little toes into my dessert this time.
I got that Christmas one I mentioned earlier. It looks like Snow Mountain or something. It's got shavings of some kind of chocolate probably on top, and I'm going to dig into this, and just like Nicole, I'm excited because there's no way she's going to touch this one.
That's so rude.
Oh, you want to film me cutting into it? Let's see what's inside.
You ripped the poor little snowman off his home. Oh.
I demolished it.
We can't take you anywhere.
So it looks like some kind of, I'm going to say it's a strawberry filling. So let's go with this one that's already... It's totally strawberry. I think I like the original one better. The strawberry just totally overpowers the cheese filling. It's really good, but I liked the cheese. I like the fluffy cheese filling from the big tart.
Yeah, I like the big tart more too, because I just realized the big tart had that apricot filled topping. Yeah, that really brought out the cheese.
Yeah, but they're really good. This place is amazing. I'm gonna put it out there that we might be back here for more.
I think so, with our own individual slices this time.
Yeah. Wow, those cheese tarts were really, really good. What an amazing breakfast. Well, I guess for me that was kind of dessert to my breakfast. That was Nicole's breakfast. Really good. Pablo's cheese tarts. All right, after those amazing tarts, we came over to what is the destination we came to Harajuku for, which is Meiji Shrine, and this huge forested grounds around Meiji Shrine. It's a really amazing place to come visit if you've never been before, or even if you've been like we've been. We just like to come and do the walk through the park because the forest is quite astounding. This is where Emperor Meiji is enshrined, and Emperor Meiji was the emperor who presided over Japan during the Meiji Restoration, when it switched from the Edo period to the Meiji period, and the shogunate were booted out of power basically, and he was really empowered during Japan's real boom, going from an isolated country to like a world powerhouse, and really revolutionizing the industrial side of Japan, and really responsible for the growth, I guess the base of what we see today. So he's here, very important. His wife is here with him, and so let's go and start this stroll. It starts off with this really impressive wooden torii, and you can see the big trees. A lot of these trees, I think it was like 10,000 trees were planted when he was enshrined here. And that would have been around 1912 or so. So this is also a famous place to come to people watch, especially on a Sunday apparently, which I'm not seeing too much yet, but apparently around here you get a lot of people dressed up oddly, or oddly to us I guess. You get street performers. Like I think Elvis impersonators are pretty popular here, but so far we haven't seen any of that activity.
Not on this trip. In the past we had seen quite a bit with the Elvis, and then the girls dressed up in these like little weird Alice in Wonderland outfits and lots of makeup, big hair.
Yeah, and historically that's a Sunday thing, right? Yeah. And today's Sunday, yeah. So maybe it's still early for them, but there's still a horde of people here. So let's get into that horde.
Off we go.
So a couple amendments to my previous video. This shrine was actually established in 1920, so he wasn't enshrined here for some time after his death. And the forest that surrounds the shrine that we are now walking in actually was built up from 100,000 trees donated from all over Japan to be planted here. And they take great care of their forest to make sure that it stays healthy and thrives, and it is definitely thriving. So we are on the main path. We've just gone through the Torii Gate, which you can see behind me, and we are heading along this main pathway, thoroughway into the complex. It's a very popular spot for tourists that come visit, such as ourselves. So we're gonna just make our way, and we'll show you the sights we see along the way. So behind me here is a huge wall of sake barrels, and these have all been sent here for offering to Emperor Meiji's soul and his wife's soul. The Sake Brewing Association every year sends all these barrels here as an offering. It's pretty amazing. This is the first place I learned about that ritual, because as you can see, it's so prominent here when you walk by. You can't miss it. Sometimes you can miss the offerings at smaller shrines when there's just a barrel or maybe a few bottles. But here, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty huge. And it's not only sake that's here on offer. Behind me on this side, which is across from the sake barrels, are barrels of wine. And this is interesting because it goes to show how Emperor Meiji really pushed the country into adopting Western traditions and Western modernization and whatnot. You know, he was famous for chopping off his top knot and wearing Western clothes, and he started to do a lot, introduce a lot of Western things into his day-to-day as he pushed the nation down that road as well. So these wine barrels here are symbolic a bit, because that was one of the things that he started to enjoy, was he started to take wine with his meals. But this is more offerings to the Emperor's soul here. So this massive torii behind me here is the largest wooden torii in Japan. It was built from cypress, which they imported from Taiwan. And this is a reconstruction. A lot of this is a reconstruction, as you see a theme there. But this is built in the same size and same style as the original from 1920. This one here was actually put up in the 75, but it is massive. Let's see if you can get a better view over my head here. It's amazing. It's amazing to witness it in person and walk under it, actually. You don't really get the sense, the presence of it, I should say, on camera probably. But yeah, it is really amazing to see and walk under. We're just walking past the entrance to Meiji Shrine Gardens, which date back to original daimyo lord who was stationed here. It was his garden, part of his mansion, and the Emperor Meiji was really fond of this garden and had a lot of work done to improve it. But we're going to come back and see that during the week. There's an admittance fee, and we want to make the best of that, and not probably Sunday when it's the busiest here is not the time to do that. So we'll come back and visit the garden another day. We just walked under this really big, another big torii, not quite as big as the other one, but still pretty big. And it's a much, it looks new. The wood looks a lot less weathered. It almost looks yellow from afar. And there's a booth set up here. It's the 100-year anniversary of the Meiji Foundation, the Meiji Shrine Foundation, and they're taking donations for new copper roofs. So you can see behind me here, well, I'll just turn the camera around and show you. Here are the old roofs. You can see they're all greenish looking. I never even thought what they would have looked like brand new. But a bunch of the roofs here have already been replaced. So you can see the shiny new roofs, what they look like before they get weathered. That's really cool. I'll go in and get some better shots as we walk through the gate. We got a little bit closer to the roof. Nicole was saying that she likes it better green, and I do as well, but it is really neat to see it brand new and to sort of envision being back there in the day when they first actually built these structures and what they must have looked like all brand new. I wonder what else weathers with time, and we don't even realize or appreciate that. But I'm a bit closer here. You can see the copper roof on this section. It's super shiny. It definitely gives the buildings a very different look. You can see, I'm not sure what the green cap at the end is called at the very top of the roof line. I don't know if I can point right up there. I'm not sure what that is called, but they didn't replace that. It's green, unless it's just colored green. Maybe it's not copper. It's interesting to see it. We've never seen it at brand new roof in Japan like this.
No, we haven't. And I was saying that it'd be so cool if we can transport people from the past to the future and watch their reactions when they see that all their copper roofs are suddenly green.
Yeah, see what their reaction would be to seeing how everything weathers. I guess it's just because it's what we're used to that we just like, wow, that copper looks very odd. I'm not sure I like it, but
yeah, I'm like, why is it so darn shiny?
Yeah. Okay, so we're basically getting closer to the inner compound. I think the 100-year anniversary is actually coming up probably in 2020. If this was established in 1920, unless the foundation wasn't established at the exact same time, but whatever the case, it can't be 100 at this point. And they must be working towards replacing all the roofs, because you can see here this section that we could see from the outside, which has been replaced, is joining up with an old roof here. So they're working towards raising the money to replace the entire roof of this complex, it sounds like. So they've still got quite a bit to go before they're done.
Torii gates way back to the entrance of the shrine, I was telling Michael, I hope we see some weddings, because I remembered the last time we were here, we saw some pretty elaborate weddings, and lo and behold, we hit the jackpot. I think we've seen 4 already, and there's one going on behind me. Their costumes are so elaborate, and the hair is so beautiful. I can't help staring and gawping. Gaping?
Gawking?
Gawking and gaping.
Gaping? I don't know about gaping, but maybe gawking.
Well, yes. Well, I do it all.
Yeah, they're really amazing. We don't see the wedding ceremony, obviously, but you see the procession. They walk through the shrine complex here in a big line, led by, I don't know who leads it, a priest maybe, and then you have the bride and groom, and then their whole party.
The big giant red umbrella. They have a big giant red paper umbrella that they hold over the happy couple.
Yeah, there's the umbrella that someone carries and holds it over the couple, and as soon as they're in the shade, they put the umbrella away. Yeah, it's quite the sight to see.
how many times we've been back to this shrine, but I know that each time I come, I'm really blown away by it, and it's just always a fun, pleasurable experience. It's always crowded, and it has a really, I know it has a really nice energy, and everyone's just enjoying themselves, and I'm so glad we came back. I really am excited that we came on a Sunday because I think now we've seen like 8 or 9 weddings, and I've been gaping/gawking at all of the brides and the procession and all the different clothes that they wear. I think it's just really fun.
It's definitely quite the experience walking through the forest towards the main shrine area, walking under those huge tories surrounded by these massive trees, and you turn the corner and you see this huge gate. This is the area where they've been replacing the roofs, and you walk through this gate and in front of you is this huge open square with the main shrine complex right in front of you. It's really quite an impressive thing to be in and have in front of you, and just sort of feel the history and the importance of this area to the country, being where Emperor Meiji was enshrined. And up here is where you come to pray and pay your respects. Inside there is the actual main shrine, which you cannot get into, obviously. This is as far as you go. And you make your offering, and do your bows and your claps, and make your prayer. Now here comes the wedding procession. That must be amazing to be here and have your wedding here in all this history. I wonder how many people, like how you get to do that. Can any person just come in, pay a fee, I guess, and do it, or is there some other thing that makes it available to you? I don't know how that works exactly. That they can't, given how many weddings go on in here in Japan, they can't all go through Meiji Shrine, so there must be something there. But I gotta find Nicole now. I've lost her in the sea of people. So let's go find Nicole, and we think we're done. We have to head out of here and take care of some stuff back at the hotel. This is definitely one of my favorite places to come visit when we're in Tokyo. I don't feel right calling it an attraction because it's really not an attraction. This is a sacred place, revered by the local people, and so it's just a place that we're honored to be able to come and visit, that we're allowed to come in here. And the feelings that you get a bit of peace, and you can feel the spirituality sort of in a weird way, for me to say that, I guess, when you come here. And the throngs of people don't distract from that. It's quite amazing. Everyone's pretty quiet, respectful, and orderly, and you just go along with the flow and enjoy the sights and take a moment to reflect. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why I really enjoy coming here and visiting this. I like visiting most shrines, but this one here is just so grand. It's really quite an experience. So, onwards to food.
Yeah, visiting shrines can really build up an appetite.
Yeah. Yeah. So I typed in best food Harajuku, and the first thing that popped up was a gyoza place, and I mentioned that, and Nicole's like, yes. So that's where we're gonna go check out. Hopefully it is good. We are quite hungry. There's a massive amount of people out today. It's Tokyo. Hopefully it's just a Sunday thing. It's the weekend, so it's extra busy. And we're heading down to a main shopping drag in search of this gyoza restaurant. All right, we found the restaurant. We just turned the corner from this little alleyway here, and it's right behind me. And so is this line. So we're gonna go get in that crazy line and see how long it takes. But we're determined to have these gyoza.
These better be some good frickin' what are we getting again? I'm so
Gyoza.
hungry.
We're finally in. We waited in line for 40 minutes to get in here, and I'm really happy that we're sitting and we're warm. It's quite chilly out there. The place in here is really neat. They've got the kitchen is in the middle, and there's like a bar going all the way around that people are sitting at, and there's a few tables here, and I noticed there's a few at the very back. Luckily we got a table, a little bit more comfortable. And they are pumping out dumplings like you wouldn't believe. So this menu is pretty straightforward. It is, they've got 2 types of dumplings here. They've got their original recipe, and then they've got a garlic leek recipe, and then they prepare them both in 2 different styles, a steamed and a fried. And there's also a few other types of dishes you can try. I ordered a bean sprout dish, which comes with a meat sauce. So we're looking forward to our food coming. Hopefully it comes soon, because we're really hungry. I'm really glad I ordered bean sprouts with meat sauce, and that just came out. And I think that's going to come out before the gyoza, so Nicole's going to get to sit and watch me eat because she doesn't like bean sprouts.
Nicole likes meat. Nicole likes meat.
So let's give this a try. It's got a good spiciness to it. Can you pinpoint that flavor?
I know that flavor.
It's a very Chinese-y flavor.
Yeah. Chili, I like a Szechuan,
Szechuan, yeah.
flavor.
That's really good. Am I actually in the frame?
Yes.
Okay.
Ish.
It looks like the camera's pointing like way over there as you're trying to get my foods.
Our foods?
The bean sprouts are good. This is a really interesting dish. I really like it.
How about you eat the bean sprouts and I'll eat the meat sauce for you? Aww.
Who knew bean sprouts could be so tasty? I guess it's all about the mix put on them, but that was really good. Nicole did pick out a fermented bean sort of flavor in that sauce. That just really got us super hungry for the gyoza, which we're still waiting for. I hope they come soon because we're starving. And we got our 3 sauces set up here, like a soy sauce, a vinegar, and a chili oil. And we're just waiting.
Think glaring at the chef in a hungry way will help things?
I hope so. They came. It's just a feast. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock, so we've been waiting for these to show up over an hour 10 minutes. So like 40 minutes in line, 30 minutes in the restaurant almost. So really excited to dig into these. Nicole already dug in. I was in the washroom when they came out. Do you want to talk about what you just ate?
I had the one with garlic, and I just want to not make any more videos because I just want to eat the rest because it was yummy.
All right, let's take a look. So I think that's the plain one, so original. There's the leek and garlic, and then the fried dumplings. So that's the one you already had?
No, this is the one that I did not have. I had this one, now I'm trying
This is the garlic leek one.
Yes.
But you said you had the garlic leek one to start. You had the original one.
Yes.
Was it garlicky?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't super garlicky. It was just super good. It was just that the wrapping was really thin but tasty, and just everything melded together really well.
Excellent. Let's eat this before it gets cold. So yeah, Nicole's verdict I'm going to be agreeing with. The really thin dough is really nice. And there's nice crunchy bits inside. I don't know exactly what they are, but this stuff it was well worth the wait.
It was worth the wait.
Let's try a fried one. We haven't tried one of those yet.
But if steam is that good, can you imagine what the fried would taste like?
It's kind of the best of both worlds. You get the nice steam bit on the top, and then the crunch from the fried end, the fried side, I should say. Yeah, it's good. This place is really, really good.
I can understand why it's so busy.
Yeah, so popular.
Oh my god, that was awesome. It was so enjoyable. I'm so happy because that's 2 great meals are ready today. I wonder what's for dinner.
Alright, so we're back at the hotel after a great morning at the shrine and those gyozas and whatnot. The cheese tarts, wow, we did quite a bit this morning. And what time is it? Ooh, it's 5 o'clock. It's getting dark. The tower's on behind me. But anyways, I kept telling you that we had a luggage problem when we were in Osaka and that Nicole came up with a brilliant idea. And we sort of unpacked it before we remembered to make this video, but we'll show you. So you can get these bags very, very cheap.
Turn it to the side so you can see how big and deep it is.
So yeah, it's pretty big. So unfortunately you couldn't see all the stuff we put in here, but we had 2 Canada Goose jackets in here, various items we purchased, clothing, dirty clothes, all kinds of stuff was just jammed in here, bottles of water, and it was heavy. It was very heavy. So we stuffed this thing full of heavy, bulky things so that we could just get our other suitcase that we had with us packed up with the light stuff. And then we shipped this from Osaka to us here in Tokyo. And that's what this is. It's the service I mentioned to you in, where were we? Sendai, where we shipped off a bag to Tokyo. So we got this by courier and a big suitcase by courier at the hotel here. So it only cost us, I think it was 1,400 yen to send this big heavy bag from Osaka to Tokyo here, which is what, 1850 maybe Canadian right now. And what's crazy is that they do it by size. So they just measured this out and told us the price. They didn't do it by weight. What was it, like 1850 Canadian? And this was, how much was this? Under 400 yen?
400, yes. 450 yen.
So this was about 6 Canadian dollars. So that is a very, and this is durable. Like you could, it had a lot on it, in it, and it held together. So there is a, if you haven't ever thought of doing this kind of stuff, there's an idea. This would also, Nicole has used these bags in the past and checked them into the airport, and they've survived. And if you're in Japan, using this courier service is really good to move your stuff around if you're in a pinch. So we're going to continue cleaning up now because we've unpacked this and we have to deal with it. That took a lot longer than expected. We went back to the hotel because our Snoopy bag we showed you was coming today, and we wanted to get our bags sorted and put them downstairs. They'll hold them for us at the front desk so that we have a bit more space in the room. We don't need them, so that works out perfectly. What we did was pack a couple bags that are now ready to go home with various things that we purchased and stuff we don't need anymore. So that takes care of that. And then on Friday night, I guess, or Saturday morning, it's just a matter of getting the other 2 bags that are empty and packing up our clothes and whatnot, and then we go. So that is something we do when we come to Tokyo, is just try and unpack as much as what we need and then put our bags down at front desk so that we don't have them in the room because the room space is limited. So we just turned the corner here and it got extremely windy, so I'll put you away for now, and dark actually. Come down to the Ginza because we want to check out a certain restaurant and see if we need to make reservations, and also just because it's close to the hotel and we need to find some food for dinner, and we just like walking down this street. The huge Uniqlo, I think we showed you last time we were here 3 weeks ago, is on this road, but it's changed a little bit since we were here 3 weeks ago. There's all decked out for Christmas. Let me see if I can get a good view. It's all lined with Christmas trees. And they're hanging these sort of like wreaths off of the light posts. It's very nice. I don't think we've ever come and gone from Tokyo and seen it in such drastic change before.
I'm trying to think of one year we must have come and seen it decked up for Christmas because the Mikimoto Christmas tree was
coming. It wasn't up yet. Remember, we missed it by a few days.
No, it came, and it was blue. I'm sure of it.
Because we've never been here this late.
Well, maybe they set up the tree early.
Maybe. But it's definitely a lot more decked out than it was that time we were here.
Yes.
And look at the side street. Even the side streets are decked out nicely. So we're just going to check out a few places along here, see what we find for dinner. I don't know if anything exciting happens, we'll show you. If not, we'll see you at dinner. Okay, so we just spent a bit of time in one of the department stores here on the main drag in Ginza. Nicole likes to look because they had some really cool stuff in there, and so we just sort of wandered around in there and checked it out. And I found something that was really neat, and that was a whole department that was dedicated to like gift boxes, gift sets of various things, and anything you could think of seemed to be a gift set. Like they had the obvious alcohol, so they had wine, sake, whiskey, all that kind of stuff, gift sets. And then they had beer gift sets, so they had just canned beer of various brands, and then some of them had like pork cutlets and various foods to go along with the beer. And then they had olive oil, all kinds of different oils, meats. I don't know if I got any shots of the meats, but they had meats, different meats, fruit juices. What else? The chocolates, sweets, all kinds of stuff. So I was doing that and then filming a little bit. And just as a guy came over to shut me down because I was filming, I asked him, like, what is this for Christmas? Oh, these are winter gifts, and that is a Japanese tradition. So that was really neat. I thought that was really cool. Like the variety of gift sets, I couldn't remember them all, but there's tons of different themed gift sets there that you could send people, I guess, for winter for whatever reason. So yeah, they had all kinds of different gift sets. I couldn't remember all the different types. But yeah, it was really cool to see that. Just to see the variety and the size of this department. And all they had were example gift sets that you could order and have sent to somebody.
Yay! 3 for 3!
Yeah, we got lucky with 3 really good meals today, and with zero planning, which was pure luck. Like we stumbled upon Pablo, and I did a search at the very last minute, best food in Harajuku, and that gyoza place came up. And then we just sort of were looking for a place around Ginza, and we came into this Tokyu building.
Yeah.
And they had couple food floors, and they had a couple good options, and it worked out.
Yeah, well, the last meal I was a bit worried because we were getting hungry and angry, and we kind of said, okay, let's go. It looked good, but there was no research and we didn't know anything about it, and I was like, uh-oh. But then the food came, and wow, it was spectacular. I had the tom yum soup, and that's a soup I usually order a lot when I'm at home in Toronto. But after having tonight's spectacular soup, I feel like it felt like it was the first time I've had that soup properly. Like whatever I had before was a mild imitation of it.
And the shrimp in your soup were crazy.
Gosh.
They were so generous with the quantity, and the quality of those shrimp looked amazing.
Yeah, I know. I kept fishing one out and fishing. At home, the standard is like they put 2 or 3 token
little ones,
shrimps.
yeah.
But this, like, they were juicy and plentiful.
And I had the chicken cashew stir fry, and that was really good. Yours was way too spicy. I tried your soup and I was dying.
Mine was perfect.
And mine had just the right amount of spice, just to give you some flavor. So I had that, and it was really good. The chicken pieces were generous. They were breaded lightly and fried, and then stir fried with the veggies and the sauce. And the cashews were really good. That really did hit the spot. I could have eaten twice as much though, but it was good.
They were generous. They were generous with the quality, but quantity-wise, I feel like we should be wearing shirts that say, "We are not on a diet. Please give us more."
Yeah. Yeah, and the restaurant itself was really cool.
Yeah.
It was well decorated.
Yeah.
It had really nice Thai accents. Like the wallpaper didn't overly look Thai, but the pattern was Thai. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. It was kind of subtle, but the Thai-ness of it all came through.
The woman who seated us, like she looked like she was the owner, and she was clearly Thai. And then when I peered into the kitchen, the men in there looked Thai.
That's why the food was so good.
It was just really good.
Yeah.
Small, Japan size style, but
Yeah, good find. So we're gonna head back to the hotel now because we want to do some research for the next few days. Make sure we have some places to go visit and some food lined up because there's no way we're going to repeat the success of today. Like Meiji Shrine was really a great visit. Walking around Harajuku, finding the food, that was all dumb luck.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back and get prepared, and maybe we'll do something in the room. Maybe not. We'll if we do, we'll definitely bring you on board.